Hi folks, so today I'm just going to take you through a really quick warm-up. So regardless of what activity it is you're doing, you should always be warming up, even if you're only going into the garden. But if you're going to the gym, obviously you should be doing something that's specifically warming you up for the exercise you're going to do at the gym. And even if you're only going to play a game of golf or tennis, again, you should be warming your body up, particularly if you're past a certain age. So if you're past your mid-20s, you're going to find that your body starts to feel a little bit stiff. So doing a warm-up will actually help your joints move a lot more easily and prevent injury from occurring. So simple things you can do. Just moving your arms back and forth will get your shoulders a little bit mobile and increase the lubrication within the joints. So there's no right or wrong with these. You just really want to get the joints moving. So you can just go back and forth, up and down, just move the arms in different directions. Particularly if the joint makes a lot of different movements, you want to try and get as many of those movements as possible. So with the arms, we've just done a few swings here and there. Now you want to move your hips. So you can do a few hip circles. Now what this does is increase the lubrication within your hip joint, but it also gives you the opportunity to feel what's happening in your lower body and if there's any tension or stiffness in your thighs, in your calves, your ankles, and this will allow you to prepare for what you're going to do later on. So if you didn't know, you might end up injuring yourself because you might throw yourself at something with too much intensity, whereas if you've done this, you've noted that actually, oh, my right hamstring feels a little bit tight, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful when I bend down. Okay, so we've done shoulders and a bit of the hips. Now you want to do some torso rotations. So your torso rotation, especially if you're doing any rotating movements, so if you're doing a sport like golf or tennis, you're definitely going to do rotating movements, and even in the garden, when you're pulling weeds or if you're digging, you're probably going to be in a twisted position. So this gentle rotation allows you to feel your glutes, your buttocks, so they should be tensing up as you twist. Your rotation comes from your waist upwards, so your upper and mid back. That's where you're improving the movement, and it's also allowing you to start to warm up your upper back by pinching the shoulder blades together. So we've had the shoulders, the hips, and a few rotations now. Squats are always good, so you don't have to go super low in your squat. You just want to be able to hinge your bum back, bend your knees, drop your bum down, bum back, drop your knees down, bum back, bend your knees, drop your bum down, bum back, drop down. So that warms up the hips and the knees. And then you might want to try a few lunges. So you can just go into your lunge by stepping forward. So imagine you're stepping up and down the stairs. You're going into your lunge, stepping forward. Lunges are an exercise that a lot of people have difficulty with if they've not been taught how to do lunges properly, because they're not stabilizing through their core, their knees and their hips. So if you're having trouble with your lunges, you might want a little bit of coaching on it. Otherwise, it's literally a case of just stepping forward, and your weight should be in your hips, in your bum, the back of your thigh, and into the heel of your foot, and that allows you to push back. Where you don't want the weight is directly in your knee. So you do a few lunges. So that just gets, again, the whole of the lower body working well. Now, one good one for if you're doing gardening, for example, because you end up a lot of the time sort of in a bent over position, you don't want to strain your lower back, so you can bend your knees, and what you want to do is this hinging motion through your hips. So you don't want to round your back like this in order to get down. You want to hinge. So you can just do a few hinges here. If you're not used to doing that, you can get a chair, sit on the chair, and then you just bring your torso forward through your hips, back and forth, and then you can practice standing up doing it, so that you squeeze your bum. Your bum is the thing that muscle that actually brings you back into the upright position. So you're there, and up, there, and up. And that's really good, especially if you're going into the garden, as is this one. So you put your leg in front of you, straight, the other leg bends, so you end up in that hinge positioning. And you scoop your arms down, and then you change your legs. Leg goes out in front, so that's a straight leg. The other leg is bent. You hinge forward, scoop, and up. So this is useful in the garden because you tend to be in these kind of positions where you're pulling things, digging things. Talking of pulling things, you might want to just warm your upper back up by doing some pulling motions. such as this. Just pinching those shoulder blades together as you pull your arms back, and you're retracting between the shoulder blades. So you're pinching the shoulder blades together and getting the arms working and moving. So that little warm-up routine, it shouldn't take you long, maybe 5 minutes, could be less if you did it really quickly, but you know, a good 5 minutes actually gets your heart rate up and gets your body prepared so that you're not going to get injured when you're out doing your activity, and it might even help you improve your performance if you're playing a game of golf or tennis.